Hello beautiful people, MJ here bringing you another new video today. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, don't forget to click that subscribe button. I'd love to have you as part of the family. So it's been a little while since I've done an update on the facts about me. So if you don't remember, I have a few videos already that have different questions that I have answered in the past, and it's from conversationstartersworld.com. And they have this little part on the website where it's 200 questions that you should ask someone to get to know them. I thought that I would attempt getting through all 200 questions, obviously not at one time, but if you haven't seen the past few videos of me answering some of these questions, go check that out first. Today I'm going to pick up where I left off, and I actually, to make the video go by a little quicker today, I went ahead and got the numbers. So if you don't remember, I used Lucky Draw, which is an app on my phone. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I wish it was, though. I already have 10 numbers picked out, so I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I don't know what the questions are, obviously, so I might make it through all 10, I might not. We'll see. I don't know. You don't know, so you gotta watch to find out. But if you did not mean to find out things about me, I don't know why you clicked on this video, because it's clearly marked in the title that that's what this video is about, is this random guy telling you things about himself that I probably shouldn't be posting on the internet, but I'm doing it anyways because, well, I look good today, so I was like, I gotta do some video. So that was my option for today, since I haven't done an update on that in a while. So continuing on with that little series that I have going on, I'm gonna jump into this first question. So question 193. What lie do you tell most often? Oh my gosh. This is a really tough one to start off with, and I'm honestly not, well, I would have to say that one white lie that I tell or say often is that I'm busy, or I'm preoccupied with something at the moment, when sometimes I really just need time to myself to wind down a little bit. I am not one to go out on adventures all the time. I used to be, but I've not really gotten out too much since I moved to Austin. So sometimes whenever I am invited to something, I don't know, I value my time a lot more now. And so I know when I need time to just be by myself and wind down and relax. And so sometimes when I get asked to do things, I'll be like, you know, I'm just not able to, because I don't want to just be like, I don't feel like it, because I feel like that's kind of mean, and I don't want to come across the wrong way, like I don't want to see them when I do. It's just I'm not in the right mood, or you didn't catch me at the right time. So that's something that I do find myself saying pretty often. But oftentimes too, I do actually mean it, since I am busy with a lot of things in my life. So I guess you never really know when I'm actually lying to you if my friends are watching this video. So the next question is 131. What is the strangest thing you have come across? Oh my gosh, okay, so I thought of something. I have actually seen someone. I went on a date with someone a long time ago, and one of the strangest things I still to this day regarding someone was he had like this obsession with balloons, but it seemed like it was like a sexual type of obsession with balloons. So he was like, can I bring you balloons? I was like, yeah, like, of course, whatever. But whenever he got to my place, he was like, do you want to play with the balloons? And I was like, what? And I kid you not, it's one of the strangest things that comes to mind still to this day whenever I at least think of like people I have dated. Clearly that was a one-time date that I had with that guy. I never talked to him again, because I was like, what in the world are you doing? Like, what do you do with them? But yeah, that's definitely one of the strangest things I've come across. So the next one is number 7. What's your favorite drink? So I'm going to take this as an alcoholic beverage, because that's what first came to mind. My favorite drink, my go-to thing, is when I'm downtown, like ready to party or whatever, is a sugar-free Red Bull vodka. I don't typically say it that way. I typically say sugar-free vodka Red Bull, but I don't mean sugar-free vodka. I mean the Red Bull is sugar-free, so that is my go-to. I love whiskey though as well, and red wine. I definitely am big on vodka, although I used to be big on tequila when I was first like starting to drink, but now I'm like, no, I stay as far away from that as I can. That and Fireball, because I used to be big on that too. That I'm actually still okay with doing from time to time, but yeah, you gotta take the tequila away from me. I can't do the whole wolf 3 shots in a row of tequila like I used to. I mean, I could, but yeah, I just don't do stuff like that anymore. I've gotten older. So that is that. So the next one is number 127. What do you spend the most time thinking about? Honestly, I spend most of my time thinking about the future, and that's been something I've talked about even in therapy, when I've had therapy in the past, is I'm too future oriented, and like I'm very goal oriented, but I am not in the present enough, and so I'm like never content, and it is a problem, and I know that, but I'm like never super happy with myself. And I mean, everyone's hard on themselves and can be self-deprecating, but even though like I accomplished something, I can't be happy in the moment. I always have to look forward as like what comes next, like what am I doing next. So being more present in the moment and is like something I still to this day need to work on, but I always think about like where I'm gonna be in the future with my career, my family, things I want, like material things that would be nice to have, never focusing on being like grateful for what I have right now, even though it's not like a ton, but it's definitely a lot more than what a lot of other people have. So being a little more present in the moment, down to earth, and just enjoying what's going on right now, as opposed to not enjoying it because I want what's coming in the future. So that's what I think about often, and I need to get out of that mindset. So if you also think that way, I'm right there with you, and I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I don't think there's anything wrong with me in that. It's just, it makes it harder on yourself, honestly, more than anything. The next question is number 1. I actually got number 1. What shows are you into? This is never a question I love to answer because 1, I don't watch TV too much, and 2, when I do, I don't remember all the shows that I've watched in the past because I binge watch, so I'm never consistently watching one show at a time. And so it's kind of like I have shows that I enjoy and have watched way back when, but I'm always going to be a Gilmore Girls fan. Like that's one TV show that I could never get sick of. But more recently, I definitely love The Mandalorian, and I was very, very surprised because I'm not a big Star Wars fan, don't hate me, but I love The Mandalorian. And The Witcher, which is another one that has come out, watched the first season of that, and I honestly don't understand the hype with that TV show. I feel like it's flat. I really don't understand it as much. Like, I don't get what's so great about it and why people are comparing it to The Mandalorian and it being better than The Mandalorian. At least with The Mandalorian, I feel like there is more character development and a little more storyline in some ways. So I don't know, I personally like Mandalorian better, but I love like Big Little Lies. I can't even think of all the TV shows. I love American Horror Story in its like older days, earlier days, like season 2. The one with the asylum, that one was my favorite season, and I feel like each year I'm more and more disappointed with American Horror Story. Sue me. But yeah, I mean, I could honestly go on and on and on. The next one's number 55. Number 55. What's the best way a person can spend their time? Well, definitely not always thinking of ways to be better. Like I do, because I'm always future oriented. But I think the best way people can spend their time, honestly, is being with other people. And I know that kind of contradicts what I was talking about earlier, but I definitely need my own time as well. And so when I work a lot, and a lot of my school buddies, I don't even know why I said buddies, I never say that word, but a lot of my like friends from school don't understand how much work I do outside of school. So it's like I am a grad student, but I also do teach independently and at 2 other schools in Austin as far as music lessons go. And then on top of that, I'm just now getting involved with a policy council with Central Health in Austin, Texas. And I'm doing an extra thing with school, getting some credentials and experience for my potential careers that I may pursue. And so it's like I'm not just doing my research and my classes and my whatever for the lab that I'm in, but I'm also doing a lot of these other things on my own as well that aren't included in school, so that leaves less time for me to actually go out and be with people. And honestly, whenever I do have time to myself, I tend to choose myself over spending it with other people, just because I do need that time where I can just completely mentally flush out and relax and not worry about anything and not have to like hold conversation. Sometimes I just don't feel like talking. So, you know, honestly though, I do feel like the best way to spend your time is to make those connections with people. And I answered that in my very first video, actually. I remember it was like, what's the most important thing in life to you, or something along those lines. And I said, what gives your life meaning? I feel like connections with people is what kind of gives my life meaning. The most important thing is to be with people, be around people, and to enjoy your time, because it's like, it's one thing to live life, but it's another thing to live life with others. So it's kind of like, I feel like you have a more fruitful time and more fruitful life whenever other people are involved as well. So I just need to find that right balance. So the next one is number 76. What hobby would you get into if time and money weren't an issue? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna choose, so hobby. Since clarinet like is my job, I don't really consider that a hobby as much. So, and I like have a master's in it too, so it's not really so much a hobby. I'm gonna pick something that's not related to things that I've gone to school for. Honestly, I would probably get into videography and editing and photography and things like that, which are things that I've actually always loved. And I was very well known in high school to always have a camera on me. Everyone always knew I had a camera in my pocket back before, you know, cameras on phones were even decent. I had carried around a nice little, I think it was a Canon or something, I don't remember. But it was a fancy little touch screen back in the day. That was super fancy. And it had a screen on the front that you could double tap, and so when you did selfies, you could see what you were taking a picture of. So like, I carried those around with me all the time in high school. I took videos in high school, like during class, and vlogged a lot, and ultimately that's what made me get this YouTube channel going, was because I used to do that a lot back in high school, and I don't or haven't really done much vlogging since. So once I got to college, I kind of, you know, just stopped doing it. And I would love to really make that be something without money being an issue that I could just do. So the next one's 115. What do you like most about your family? It's really bad that I have to pause about that. Given the fact that, you know, I grew up in a very religious household, and the fact that I'm gay and things like that just don't, and I do tend to, you know, teeter more on the left side than my family, which I guess that's the right side for you whenever I did that, but it's hard sometimes to find something positive whenever you can't really be yourself around your family, and I never feel like I can be myself around my family. I do love my family, and they do love me too. I don't mean to come across that way. Whenever I came out to them, it's not like they shut me out or anything like that. They didn't treat me that way. I would have to say one thing that I love a lot about my family is how much they support me. I will say, as far as like my endeavors for my school and my career and things of that nature, they've been very supportive and understanding in that regard. and I am very grateful for their support in those endeavors, very much, because there's no telling where I'd be at this point if they hadn't been. I was a first-generation college student for my family, so it's something that's very different for them to understand exactly what I'm doing, but they've been very helpful and supportive, and they've always wanted what's best for me, and they've always tried to do whatever they could to get me to where I want to go. So one thing I love is that they do support my dreams, and they've always tried to do the best they can to get me there, given the means that they were able to offer me. So I'm very grateful to have a family like that, and they've done nothing but continue to do that for me ever since. So the next one's 122. What is the biggest lesson you never learned? What is the biggest lesson you never learned? I don't get that question. How does that question make sense? What is the biggest lesson you never learned? How would I know if I never learned it? Next question, 59. I'm sorry you guys, I don't get that question. Drop a comment below though if you want to explain it to me in a way that you can come up with a good example. What's the best thing that happened to you last week? Well, what was the best thing that happened to me last week? Mia, what happened to me last week? Last week was like bringing in the new year and all of that stuff. There are two. My best friend, who's also my first ex, is coming to visit me in Austin next week, and we talked about that last week. And so I'm super excited that he's coming to visit for a weekend. And then also, what I failed to mention in my New Year's resolution video was that I actually achieved my New Year's resolution from 2019, which was to weigh 150 pounds by the end of the year, and I completely forgot because I did not weigh myself throughout the year. I wanted to just do it as like a surprise at the very end of the year, and I got on the scale like a couple of days ago, and I weighed 150.5. And for you guys who don't know my weight loss journey, first of all, go check out my resolution video because I go in more detail there on it. But the fact that I have gained now back nearly 46, 47 pounds, I am super happy because the fact that I could fit into my jeans still and weigh that much more, obviously, like, it's not all fat. I have gained some fat, and I mean, you can't not, at least not for me. But that was really exciting for me, and even though I do have body dysmorphia, the fact that I am excited that I weigh more at least is a positive thing, because I've been wanting to gain mostly muscle back since I had lost all that weight back in 2014. So it's been a very gradual process. I mean, it wasn't at first, obviously, like you kind of take off, but then you start to plateau, and it's a gradual increase from there. So I'm up to 150 now, and that's about where I want to stay. I don't know if I'd want to get back up. So before I lost all my weight, I weighed 165 to 170. And then I got down to 104. So, you know, I lost a lot of weight, and the fact that I'm back up to 150 though, but it's like my body composition is so different. I'm super happy about it, but I don't know if I could get back up to 165 and be happy about that. We'll see. It would definitely take a lot longer though. Like that would probably, to pack on another 15 pounds, like for it to be muscle, that would take a while. That would take years for me to do at the rate that I've been going. But I think I'm at a place where I'd like to hover around, because like I said, I can still fit into like my 28, 29 waist pants. So I know it's not all fat, because I was in like 31, 32, 33. I was around in that area on pants for sure. I know I remember being in 32. You know, I know it's not the same composition, but I made that resolution, so I was excited whenever I figured that out last week as well. I was like texting my friends like, oh my gosh, I weigh 150 pounds, woo! So other than that weird question about a lesson that I never learned, I feel like I'm overthinking that. So one thing I guess you could say I haven't learned to do yet is to like let things go. I've come to grips with some things and I've been able to let them go, but they still remain in the back of my mind. I can't fully let them go. And that's just one thing that I've still not been able to do, and I haven't been able to learn how to do it. Like, I don't know if there is a way to learn how to do it. It's just the way that I am. And that's one lesson, because I'd love to be able to just leave things in the past and not hold on to them, because it really does weigh me down at times, and it just feels overwhelming. Because as you remember earlier in this video, and it pairs up nicely, I focus on the future. Like, my mindset is oftentimes in the future. So the fact that I compounded with that I can't let go of the past, it feels like I'm never in the present, because I'm honestly always being pushed and pulled into the future and the past. It's like I can never just focus on the now. Like, with you guys, it's actually really nice, because when I'm doing these videos, I honestly don't think about anything except what I'm doing the video for, and what I'm doing the video on. So, like, that's one thing that I've found a lot of joy in from making these videos for you guys. Even though they might not be as exciting for you to watch, I don't know, let me know. I always have to have something wrong. So, you might as well drop a comment and let me know what I'm doing badly, or poorly, I guess I should say. But, you know, I really need to learn how to let things go. So that's one lesson that I've never learned, I guess. Yeah. So there you go. That's this session for this series that I've been doing on facts about me. So you guys get to continue to know more and more things about me, or what I'm doing currently, or anything like that. So I still think these are really fun questions to ask people. I still plan on getting through all 200. I still have a ways to go too. So stay tuned. If you want to know more, drop some comments below. I'll make these videos more often for you guys. I'd love to have your feedback, so don't forget to comment below. Like this video, please. Give me a thumbs up. I really need as many thumbs up as I can get. I really appreciate those of you who are supporting my channel, and really am glad that you are watching my videos. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. So after you've liked that video, again, don't forget to click that subscribe button, because I would love to have you as part of my channel, and would love to have you get involved with some videos that I have coming up. I have some great ideas for some new videos that I would be able to get some of you guys to participate in, and I would love to do that. So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and interact with it, and I can make sure that I give you at least a shout out in some way, but also I need some suggestions for some things that I could do. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye!